Over several days, an Australian couple, Dave and Sarah, argue about their relationship in front of everyone, whether at a formal dinner, shopping in the market, or driving in the car. They constantly fight, shouting and hurling insults. When things reach a breaking point, Dave decides to end the relationship for good and moves out of Sarah's house. He tries to make a living as a street musician, but his lack of talent leaves him penniless, forcing him to move in with his sister, Tess. One morning, he's woken up by his nephew, Felix, who finds him hungover on the sofa. Felix asks him to go to the park, but instead, Dave gives him virtual reality glasses to play a zombie video game. When Tess gets home and sees this, she scolds Dave for showing such scary games to Felix. Dave doesn't care and simply asks what's for dinner. But when he sees the mini pizzas with tofu his sister prepared, he's unimpressed. Annoyed, he heads out to buy a real pizza while Tess and Felix finish dinner. Later, Tess puts Felix to sleep with a bedtime story about a character who wanted to be loved. As Dave listens, he wonders if breaking up with Sarah was the right decision. After dinner, he wakes Felix and asks for his help with something important. The two sneak into Sarah's apartment, with Felix dressed as Darth Vader. Dave has made him memorize an apology speech, hoping Sarah will forgive him and take him back. Using a spare key, they break in, only to find Sarah having a romantic moment with someone else. Furious, Dave tries to fight the new boyfriend, but gets knocked down with a single punch. Defeated, he leaves, almost forgetting to take Felix with him. Back home, Tess is furious when she learns what happened and throws Dave out. But seeing him in tears, she gives him one last chance. He can stay, but only if he helps with the household and Felix's education. His first task is taking Felix to school. Though reluctant, Dave agrees. At school, Felix introduces Dave to his girlfriend, Beth, and his beautiful teacher, Audrey. Dave falls for Audrey at first sight and tries to impress her by pretending to be a professional musician and a responsible uncle. After class, he attempts to talk to her again, but a colleague interrupts. When Audrey mentions needing a chaperone for a school excursion, Dave seizes the opportunity and volunteers. She accepts, and Dave returns home to prepare with Felix. Tess warns him about Felix's milk allergy, putting 2 doses of emergency medicine in his backpack. The next day, they board the bus for the trip. When the bus breaks down, Audrey keeps the students entertained by singing. She asks Dave to play a song, but instead of something fun, he performs a loud metal song, scaring everyone. Fortunately, the driver soon announces the bus is fixed, and they continue their journey. Their destination is a farm called Pleasant Valley, next to an American military base conducting secret experiments. Underground, 2 agents inspect the site, only to find a soldier turned into a zombie. They shoot him, but more infected escape, spreading the outbreak. A red alert is sounded as military vehicles rush to contain the situation. Unaware of the danger, Audrey and Dave arrive at the farm, where the students meet Teddy McGiggle, a children's show host with his puppet frog. Teddy eagerly gathers an audience, inviting the kids and Audrey to explore the farm. Meanwhile, zombies from the military base escape and attack a nearby family. During a tractor ride, Dave notices Audrey's engagement ring, crushing his excitement. Despite this, he continues with the ride, where one student teases Felix about his absent father. Annoyed, Dave responds harshly, prompting Audrey to scold him. Just then, the tractor driver spots a man eating a goat. She investigates but gets bitten and turns into a zombie. Audrey tries to help but realizes the danger when she sees the man's decayed face. She tells Dave to get the students to safety, but he doesn't know how to drive a tractor. Luckily, Felix guides him, and Audrey jumps on board. To keep the kids calm, she distracts them with songs on her ukulele. As Dave slowly drives, they see dozens of zombies surrounding the farm. Their path is blocked by undead feasting on a cow. With no way forward, Audrey pretends they're playing tag, telling the kids they must reach safety without being touched. They eagerly join the game and follow her and Dave, dodging zombies along the way. Reaching the bus, they find the driver has been eaten and all the vehicles swarmed. Their only option is a nearby kiosk, but Teddy has locked himself inside. Audrey begs him to let them in, but he refuses, unwilling to risk himself for the children. As zombies close in, she finds a small tunnel leading inside. The kids crawl through, but the entrance is locked from within. Dave tries to follow, but is blocked by a zombie using a walker. He shoves it away, climbs onto a tank, and enters through a small window, landing on Teddy. Enraged, Teddy attacks him, but Dave fights back with a stapler. When Teddy sees his wounded face in the mirror, he panics, giving Dave the chance to knock him out with his guitar. Dave opens the door for Audrey and the kids, barricading them inside. The situation is dire, but Audrey remains calm to keep the children from panicking. Meanwhile, Teddy regains consciousness and starts yelling that they'll all be devoured. Fed up, Audrey pulls him aside, warning him she won't let him traumatize her students. She hits him with a vase and warns him to calm down, or she'll do whatever it takes to protect her students. Seeing that she's serious, the guy obeys and soon assumes his role as presenter, Terry McGiggle. Meanwhile, the problem is, he forgets that Felix is allergic to milk, and the boys soon start struggling to breathe. But it's in Felix's backpack, which was left inside the tractor. Dave prepares to go get it, but Felix asks him to stay, so Audrey decides to retrieve the medication herself. She climbs onto the roof and makes her way down from the kiosk, carefully dodging zombies along the way. Fortunately, they're slow, allowing her to move past them with little difficulty. With the threat eliminated, she grabs the backpack and heads back, determined to save Felix. At the kiosk, Dave does his best to keep Felix calm as the boy gasps for air. Suddenly, Audrey appears at the stairs, covered in blood but unharmed. She quickly administers the medicine, and to everyone's relief, Felix stabilizes. The children celebrate his recovery. Their moment is interrupted by Terry, who hears an approaching helicopter. Without thinking, he climbs to the roof and shouts for help but loses his balance and falls off the kiosk, landing in the middle of a zombie horde. He desperately tries to get back inside, but Audrey refuses to risk her students' lives. Instead, Dave climbs onto the roof and extends his hand. Terry barely manages to grab on and climb up without getting bitten. Grateful for the rescue. Meanwhile, far away, the military prepares to eliminate the zombie threat while covering up their involvement. Their plan is to drop a bomb at the center of the farm, where the kiosk is located. Back at the camp, Audrey keeps the children distracted by singing to them, then tells them to sleep, unaware that this could be their last night. Outside the farm, locals gather, desperate for answers. Among them is Tess, who demands to know where her son is, but the soldiers remain silent. She tries texting Dave, who is busy putting Felix to bed. Beth, too scared to sleep, is comforted by Felix, who teaches her a poem their mother made up called Little Monsters. Dave recalls Tess reciting it to him as a child and joins in, making Beth laugh. Audrey watches, surprised at the change in Dave's behavior. Once the children are asleep, she invites him to talk and unwind. Dave admits he's amazed at how she manages all the children while he's always looked out only for himself. He also confesses that the experience has made him rethink his actions, including why his last relationship ended. His fear of commitment stems from childhood trauma when his father abandoned them, leaving Tess as his only parental figure. Audrey relates, revealing that her teaching job helped her overcome a difficult past. When Dave asks if she wants kids, she admits she's not ready. Her fiancé recently cheated on her, but she still wears the ring to avoid misunderstandings with students' parents. As they grow closer, Dave promises to keep watch so Audrey can rest. At dawn, the military prepares to bomb the farm within the hour. Meanwhile, Dave wakes Audrey, saying he has a plan to escape. He suggests creating a distraction to fetch the tractor, but Terry proposes something better, his private van, the McGiggle Mobile. It's faster, and they can enter safely through the sunroof. Audrey and Dave agree. As they prepare to act, Terry slips while climbing the ladder, making a loud noise and waking the children. They start panicking, demanding to leave. To calm them down, Dave picks up Audrey's ukulele and sings. The gesture touches Audrey, and the kids relax again. Saying goodbye to Felix, Dave promises to return. As he and Terry climb onto the roof, they see the entire area swarmed with zombies. Dave starts banging steel buckets to draw them away, while Terry climbs down the other side. Dave follows, but a hidden zombie knocks him down, nearly biting him. He fights it off and escapes. Meanwhile, Terry reaches the McGiggle Mobile. As Dave arrives and asks to get in, Terry betrays him, planning to escape alone. However, he doesn't realize that his former assistant, now a zombie, is in the back seat. Using the puppet frog, the undead assistant gruesomely rips Terry apart and devours him. Dave is horrified but has no time to react. Zombies swarm the van. He climbs onto the roof, trapped. Suddenly, his phone rings. Tess is on the line, frantically asking about Felix. Believing he won't make it, Dave thanks her for everything and apologizes for his mistakes. Before he can say more, the zombie puppet lunges at him, knocking his phone into the horde. Back at the kiosk, chaos erupts when one of the kids starts yelling, demanding to leave. Audrey tries to calm him, but Beth suddenly shouts that Felix has escaped. Wearing his Darth Vader costume, Felix runs across the zombie-infested farm, dodging the undead with ease. Along the way, he finds a baby goat and, using the Force, tries to close a gate to block the zombies. Miraculously, one of the zombies stumbles into it, shutting the gate just in time. Felix then spots the tractor and drives it straight to Dave. Overjoyed, Dave jumps on, and together, they speed toward the kiosk. Without hesitation, Dave rams through the wall and orders everyone to get on. Audrey and the children climb aboard, and they drive off. Despite the tractor's slow speed, the zombies are even slower. To lighten the mood, Audrey starts singing again. Strangely, the zombies clap and grunt in rhythm, making the bizarre moment even funnier for the kids. As they near the exit, the military spots them. At first, the commander assumes they're infected and orders the soldiers to prepare to fire. But when they notice the children, they halt the attack and allow them to pass. Once the group is safely through, the soldiers open fire on the zombies, wiping them out in seconds. Just as Audrey and Dave embrace, relieved, a bomb drops, obliterating the farm and ending the outbreak for good. Despite their survival, the group is taken to a military base. Later, the children's parents arrive, demanding answers. The commander reassures them that their kids are safe and, thanks to Audrey and Dave's efforts, none were infected. However, for safety, they must remain under observation for 40 hours. Even in confinement, the children are in good hands, with Audrey and Dave watching over them, just as they did in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.